he gave me my marching orders.
Because I realized that it was easier to do things by myself than to have
Exactly. So we are back, and of course on the program today we'll be looking at the African proverb as usual, and from there then the newspaper review, and Mr. Mboj will be reviewing the newspapers with us. Then Gambia Police Force arrests youth for misusing vehicles, and we'll be talking to Cadet ASP Mohammed Dabo, Gambia Police Force Deputy PRO, and from there we'll be talking to our Senghor from the Ministry of Women, Social Welfare, and they handed over a cold storage to a particular group of women. So we will be talking to our Senghor. From there, then we will take a look at the click segment with Churchill Balde. But first, we'll take a look at the African proverb, and Julda, it reads.
Our African proverb this morning reads, there is no shortcuts to the top of the palm tree. There is no shortcuts to the top of the palm tree.
Are you sure? There is no shortcut to the top of the palm tree. What about when you disappear and appear? That's a shortcut there. What about if you can? What about if you can disappear and appear on top of the palm tree? We've seen it in movies, especially Nigerian movies.
Yes.
Mr. Boy, have you ever seen someone disappeared in front of you before?
For me, the whole concept is unintelligible.
Unintelligible?
Yes. Can anybody make sense of that?
No,
a physical thing just violating the laws of physics and just disappear, like, I don't know what that means.
Why
it doesn't make sense.
Then you're hale Banjul nga. Why ñun mi nga xamne ñu ngi judo ci kaw bi. Do you remember what we call fambondi? If this fambondi, it's sort of a masquerade that appears and disappears. People like Kinte can relate. I mean, you know, the fambondi. Julda, do you know fambondi?
Yes. I heard of him,
but you've never seen him.
I've never seen him.
I'm going to ask my friend and you don't believe all of these things because I'm on one light. So in the dark you can imagine anything. So Banjul when I'm a light and you start to buy and a halati.
Baru, Boren Amelai. All right, so this proverb, it's telling you, you have to walk yourself through to the top of the mountain. I mean, you cannot just get up one day and you make it. You have to make sure you go through a lot of things. There is no shortcut to success. There is no shortcut to education. Well, I have seen, I've heard people getting shortcut to education. That is forgery. I mean, they get their papers forged for them. That's a shortcut to success. But when it comes to practicalizing it in the institution, it becomes a problem. We've seen that. And I think it's talking about going through the right channel to get the right thing.
Absolutely. And there, your example there when you said, when you take a shortcut to success, you haven't reached success. It's pseudo-success. It looks like it, but it isn't. so let's be careful there. Absolutely. Just before I came in the studio, I stood outside looking at a palm tree because of this thing, just to get a good feel, if you know what I mean. Then I thought, man, this is weird. How am I going to have a shortcut? So I just tried to play a little bit of what they call fuzzy logic. But there's none. All the goodies are right on top. Absolutely, everything is right on top. Then I said, okay, let me modify this a bit. When it comes to certain goals, at least that way, when it comes to certain goals, there are no shortcuts. I have to climb that long trunk. There's no other branch. There's absolutely none. I have to, the graft, the toil, whatever it takes. There are no shortcuts. Even though we talk about shortcut to success, notions like that all the time. Yeah. But maybe with some goods, you cannot fast track anything.
Exactly. So Julde, how are you going to manage to climb that palm tree?
It's going to be difficult. So I would rather use the right route to go, starting from scratch, then go to the top of the palm tree. It's talking, there is no shortcut to success. I believe that because oftentimes we see that those who are, managed to be on top using the shortcut or the back way, at the end of the day, they will fall back to where they are because, they don't earn it, And of course, it's not sustainable. At the end of the day, you realize that you're on top there, and then all of a sudden you're down because you don't really worked hard enough for your success. You don't own that success. It's not you. It's you faked it. It's not real. It's not you. So at the end of the day, it is bound to fall. But when you worked hard for something, no matter how, it's going to be very, very difficult to fall. And it's good. Even if you fall, you will get up and then move again and to be a better person.
Yes.
Even when you get up, you will be a better person. But when you use the shortcut, the moment you fall, that's the end of it.
Yes, exactly.
You see, just a minute. I only qualified my statement. I said some goodies because when I face any situation, right, and I look at my options, yes, you will perhaps find that one option is more optimal than others. So it may look like a shortcut, but not necessarily. Perhaps the option existed, people had not thought about it, or the people had not done it that way, but you come and do it in a particular way, you find out that it was the most efficient way. So it's not a shortcut, it's just a smart, prudent way, given all the options you have, which one is more rational to follow. So just to make that distinction,
I think, I mean, when you talk about climbing the palm tree, I mean, there is no shortcut. Yes, I agree. I mean, but there can be an innovative way, whereby you can climb the palm tree without using, the olden days, the way they climb palm trees. Before they use something like a rope, tied around their waist and the palm tree to climb. But what about now if you have a ladder? It's easier. It's easier. But at least you are climbing. You have to start with one step.
Yes, I mean, the concept is still the same. You've got a ladder, but the ladder's got rungs. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's the steps.
You see, you're just following the steps to go up. So this is the key. When I have a goal, what are the steps? What do they call the stepping stones? What are the stepping stones to get to your goal? That's all it is. If you try to jump from one to make a huge leap, you might tumble over and have to start all over again. Maybe that is what it is saying.
Exactly. That is what it is saying. The program is sponsored by Opticalia. They are located at the Tropic Shopping Center. We are looking forward to have a very successful and fruitful discussion this morning. And we'll take a short break to acknowledge our sponsors. From there, we'll be back.
Thalia is a leading European brand which is now in the Gambia. Are you looking for glasses? Then you have come to the right place. As a first step, we will perform an eye exam to ensure we prescribe the correct lenses for you. After that, you can select a frame of your choice. We have a variety of brands in stock, and you will definitely find yours. You can have the full package of frame plus lenses starting from $990 up to more for the most fashionable options. Once you find a frame you like, your lenses will immediately be edged by our lab technician. Within 30 minutes, you will be able to leave with your prescription glasses and a huge smile on your face. How amazing is that? Visit us at the Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123.
Opticalia, you love what you see. Exactly. Yeah, so now we are back. Let's go to business straight. That's the Fourier newspaper. I have the Point newspaper with me. Julia, take us through the Fourier.
The Fourier newspaper, the headlines are PS. Lands appear in court matter involving IGP, and of course social protection in the Gambia significantly donor base, and UDP says the commission of inquiry is politically motivated, and man sues Orex Energies for unlawful termination of contract, and Gambians find little to celebrate independence amid insecurity, poor leadership, still strife. So Agriculture Committee engages ministries on discrepancies in approved budget, and of course the commission editorial is saying that commission of inquiry and the council's elections. And question of the day is, should the 1997 constitution be reviewed, you know, piecemeal, or will a new bill be considered? So those are the main headlines on the 4 newspaper.
And the Point newspaper reads, more global leaders extend felicitation messages to President Barrow. And Yakumba Jaite, used for Jaite's trial, progresses. We have Imam Babali outlines reason for commission resignation. UDP mayors, chairpersons will lose elections, Sidinjai. And okay, we also have local government ministries receive complaints of 30 million financial irregularities. That's what we have on the Point newspaper. Yeah, so let's start with UDP mayors, chairpersons will lose elections, Sidinjai. We do not expect Sidinjai to say UDP mayors will win elections. We do not expect him to say otherwise. I mean, this is what we are expecting from an opponent. You ne ko sut si bopanga ko do. Understand nga? So, Mr. Mboch, what do you make of this?
Oh, yeah, I mean, the campaign, the hustings really have begun. So yes, he's blowing his own trumpet, his NPP. So he's confident that they'll beat UDP candidates. It's as simple as that.
Well, I mean, let's take a look at the political atmosphere, I mean, in Africa. Nigeria, they are going on election tomorrow. And, you know, the number of people that are registered to vote, it's almost 1 million plus people that registered voters. But it is very difficult and very sad when you look at the how to call it, the political environment in Africa. I mean, you can see how hungry Nigerians are to get a change, despite how powerful Nigeria is with all the resources they have.
Yes, but be careful when we say Africa. I'm not sure whether there's a single narrative to explain things. Some countries are doing okay, others not so well, you know what I mean? So there are many narratives. With Nigeria, in recent years, they've taken sort of a democratic turn. Mohamed Buhari just finished his 2 terms, stepped down, and now they're looking for the replacement, the next president. This is how democracy is done. It is messy. Things are difficult. But this is it. It's a necessary phase, as it were, of this independence. So I'm not sure what you want. We are disappointed with all sorts of things, fine. But the way things have turned out recently, in recent years, I think it's a good thing in Nigeria. Yes, the corruption and all the rest of it, fine. But still the will is grinding on. So
well, Mr. Moj, I don't think I agree with that.
All right.
It cannot be okay. It cannot be okay to live in a country.
My okay is relative to the context.
Yes.
Given the context.
Yes, I just want you to clarify that, because we cannot be okay in living in the midst of high corruption, high cost of living, unemployment. You understand? So I think it will not be okay for people of Nigeria, I mean, to just look at it like that.
High corruption, high all of these things. But we are like that. You see, you're very strange. You're trying to portray some very strange
what
thing
do you
here.
Mean by we
there
are
is
like
this
that?
alibi. We have this alibi that, oh, it's the leaders, oh, it's that. But look at it. We've appointed PhDs, highly educated, you're corrupt. Then you have the army officer, hardly no education, the same thing. They share the same culture. The education has not done anything. So in all these ministries, all these government departments, you have us ordinary people appointed into these positions. I am a watchman. When it comes to the certification, I'm at the very bottom. But you can bribe me to get in. It's a cultural problem. So what are you talking about? It is not okay. Nobody wants to be in this sort of situation, but this is what you are. Now get real. If you want to change that, you want to have good education for everybody. You want to have good health care. You want to have all sorts of things. There's something that I need to do. If I do not do it, it's not going to happen.
But where should we start from?
Yourself, myself, herself.
When are we starting?
Well, when are you going to start? You cannot speak for anybody else. What about you? Take your own responsibility.
But you just said it's from us.
That's it. It's an individual. You cannot make me do anything. I cannot make you do anything.
But we can
It's
talk.
only you with your conscience.
We can dialogue. I mean, we can talk, Mr.
Does
Moon.
that mean that this culture of corruption and all that will not really live?
Oh, it will. Look at us, the way we are talking about it.
It's not talking
We are
about
evolving, yeah, but this is, you discuss and then kids are watching, they are listening, they're learning. This is the point when they're young, they form their character, we have values, building all of this. So this is why free discussion is important. Everybody is listening, so it's good to discuss it. And to my mind, everybody sort of sometimes even morose. To me, no way. This is a phase. Independence is a process. As Cabral once told us, America Cabral, it's not an act. The act on the 18th of February 1965, what happened? That was a ceremony. Its whole significance is in its symbolism. It symbolized something. It's just that's something, that's what we are working out right now.
And even to talk about Gambia's independence, Gambians here are saying that they find little to celebrate independence amid insecurity, poor leadership.
It's the same old stuff, yes. Insecurity, poor leadership because of poor electorate.
Yes.
Poor citizenship. You see, we run away from that. It seems as if we think, oh, we are okay, it's only for the leadership, if only if they change. I used to think like that when I was at high school, really. But as I grew up reading a bit of history, then I realized that, oh my God, I'm in a trap. Because I see everybody else, they think they're good, they're okay. The little petty corruptions we do, we think, boy, hamka system be like, it's the system. We think we are okay, we are part of the problem. Then I realized that I was in a trap. If I want my country to change, I have to change.
First.
Yes. That was when I thought, oh my God, this is going to be a long, long independence. You know how difficult it is for individuals to change your habits when you have bad habits. You see how difficult it is to change habits?
Exactly.
Just one individual, let alone a nation.
I was really shocked during the independence. Certain media houses went out and about to, talk to people, ask them what they really make of the independence. But I was really shocked, of all the people that I've heard, all of them are saying that there is no need to celebrate independence. And we are not even independent in the first place. We are still under colonial rule, indirect colonial rule.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, that is why sometimes myself and Ade, we're not sure whether to call it celebration or commemoration. But it's okay to commemorate it. As I said earlier, it's just symbolic. But symbols are important in human beings, what we do. We have ceremonies for all sorts of things. So symbolism is really part of the narrative. It's just that it doesn't end there. So this is what they want to say. It doesn't end there. The work must come. We must do the work.
The situations are when you look at the situation, it is a very sad one. I mean, to be independent, you should be able to take care of your own self, to handle your business, But I mean, if that is not the case, we have a question to ask whether we are independent or not independent. I used to put status on my phone. I mean, happy independent Gambia. But this year I did not, because I still have that question. Am I really independent? Is my country an independent state?
Well, that will depend on your definition of independence. The political transfer that happened, it perhaps began in 1963, perhaps when Jawara became prime minister, when he was head of government and the Queen head of state. But all effective power was really with the prime minister, I think. It was just a simple political transfer. okay? But this was being done within a wider socio-economic context, within a geopolitical context. It was done within a particular context. So this independence will mean just one thing. This whole, the rest of it, the economic stuff, am I earning my own keep rather than going to get grants and all the rest of it, that was always going to be a long-term project. So we oversimplified, as it were, the problems that we faced. There was a heavy, heavy oversimplification. Everybody was happy, the euphoria, oh, we just need these colonizers to leave. Once they leave, we will develop our country, we'll do A, B, C, and D. We were fantasizing. We were fantasizing. It was never going to be like that. We've got 58 years to pass judgment. Remember the beginning, they couldn't see what was to come. So the optimism, the hope, boy, they were high. They were high on this freedom business.
I think that the British, the colonial masters really worked hard on us for the fact that mentally, you know, they really worked hard on us. We are independent, of course, but mentally, are we really independent?
No, it doesn't, I don't think it works like that. Yeah, they used to call it decolonizing the mind. You know, they've had all sorts of terms for it. People like Ngugi wa Thiong'o, the Kenyan writer, that was really the focus of his writing and all of that. He even suggested, let's change languages. He thought that the language was the problem, really. We should change from English, French, and all this stuff to maybe Swahili, I don't know, even Amharic, Ethiopia, and that sort of thing. But I'm not sure, I don't think language is really the issue. I can be anything I want to be in any language.
Exactly.
in many ways. So that's not the issue. It's just that the idea of independence is a long-term project. When I look at all of the societies around the world, it took them hundreds of years at least for a sense of nationhood to emerge. Then that will give you direction. Right now, are we a nation? We are not. We're just a country. There's a difference between a country and a nation. We're not quite a nation. We're trying to form a sense of nationhood. Right now, we are Mandinkas, Wolofs, Fullers, Jolas, the idea of Gambianness. We are not sure. It's a thin crust. The deeper one is my tribe. There's a Nigerian writer who wrote that, hey, look, the only authentic identity right now for us is our tribe. How do we transcend that? That's the challenge, I think.
Absolutely, that's the challenge. And here, Imam Babali explains why he is resigning from the new commission of inquiry established by the government of the Gambia to investigate councils. And he said, if he take up the position, this means he is breaking that breach of the National Human Rights Commission, which he is a member. So I think there is a particular, rule put. They shouldn't take up such a job. I mean, otherwise they are breaking, that agreement.
Apparently, according to the National Human Rights Commission Act, when you are a commissioner, you cannot take up any other post, something like that. I think that's the rule. I said, okay, yes, fantastic what he did there, honorable and all of that. Then I thought, the people who appointed him, this was just done recently.
They should have known.
Didn't they look into this? Didn't they know that? You see, we are seeing certain decisions that seem very clumsy, as if amateurs, made that decision. It's really quite awful in many ways. You mean you didn't see that? Nobody looked into that? Because I would like to think that these appointments, you're going to have a group, there'll be lawyers, there'll be all sorts of people in there in a group to decide. Then perhaps somebody would say, oh, we cannot do this because of the reasons he gave. So it seems very curious.
And this is not the first time. How about the GRTS one?
This is what I'm saying. I didn't mention it, but I just alluded to it somehow, the clumsy decisions recently. This is what I'm talking about, as if you've got amateurs, as it were, taking these decisions. So that's the worrying bit. The decision-making doesn't seem to be sure-footed in a sense. So that's the
There's
worry.
no proper scrutiny.
and solid thinking.
Then
There
we
should
have
be
a problem.
solid thinking.
We have a problem.
Well, I don't know. All I know that I've seen certain decisions that seem very clumsy. What is the reason for this? Maybe people who take this decision should ask themselves that question.
Absolutely. They should really ask. I mean, Julde, I think this one is done. Do you have any other thing?
Yes, this one is saying social protection in the Gambia significantly donor-based. They're saying that the Gambia is just spending $96 million on social protection towards the citizens,
Oh, but
which
big
is
time.
below the World Bank.
Most things that we do are donor-based. So let us be clear with that. So
We
not
should
just-
be a
not just-
donor-based instead of tax-based economy. We
not
should be
just that
donor-based
one.
economy.
Absolutely. This is what is. I
Yeah.
mean, most people here do not pay tax. We all know that the economy is mainly informal. I don't know, perhaps 80% or so. A lot of people do not pay tax, and yet they want all sorts of services. It just doesn't add up. So what we should say is that fine, donor-based, but once we get these funds, these resources from the donors, what do we do with them? How well do we spend these things? How prudently? How much does corruption waste? Maybe that is the important bit. Then, just as we said that independence is a process, then I chart my way towards a point where perhaps 80% of what I use, what I do, I provide for myself. Maybe, donors will give me 20% or stuff like that. But now it's the reverse. It's the other way around. Most of it comes from outside when we want most of it to come from us. It will happen in the future. I haven't the slightest doubt. I'm not a pessimist. In the longer term, I'm very hopeful and optimistic about Africa, about Gambia, in the longer term. It's just that there's got to be so much work. In the short and intermediate term, there'll be so much work to be done. But I'm a hopeful person. We began this whole thing called civilization. It will come back. It's just that you lose your way along the journey.
Let's be hopeful.
I'm always.
Are you hopeful?
Always.
Julde, are you hopeful?
Always.
Our country,
50-50.
our country,
Always.
it's a country without a vice president.
Yes, don't get me started on that one. Don't
We
get
are
me
a
started.
country without a vice
Don't get me
president.
For me,
started.
I'm
Don't forget,
beginning
you
to
know-
be asked to be scared, considering the recent appointments and everything.
Don't.
I'm
No,
really
for me,
scared.
my fear is something else. Because right now, you just never know how life can be. Should the president not be available today, there's no vice president, who's going to be next in line?
The speaker.
The speaker.
The speaker of the...
National Assembly.
Mr. Boy, you laughed at that one. You don't seem to be comfortable with that one.
Well, let me just say, we need a vice president.
We need a vice president. Well, I mean, I'm available. I can be a standby vice president. Mr. Boy, anyway, thank you for joining us on this platform. All right?
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, yeah. Well, now, I call you people Julde Balde. I've merged you into two. That's your name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Julde Balde. I've
It
merged
is.
you into one.
Julde Balde.
Balde. You know, people, when I say Julde, all they think of is, are you Jalo Ba or Balde?
Absolutely.
Like, hello, I am Jai.
Yeah, and me
Yeah,
as well.
normally, you know, Julde, it's a typical full
Fuller
name.
name.
Yes. And Jai, one can say a typical Wolof name. You know, when she told me Julde Jai, I just pushed back a bit. Julde Jai, it seemed a bit odd.
Yeah.
I felt a certain oddity. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised. We have Sanyang, and they are fullers.
Yeah, yeah.
Sanyang, fullers.
That's very
They are
healthy.
common around Brickhammer Bar.
That's very, very healthy.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Fantastic. Then you got there was Santa de Kutfen everywhere.
Dig
Then
up.
hopefully Gambia will be born out of this.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so we'll take a short break. After the break, then we'll talk to Cadet ASP Mohammed Waidabo from the Gambia Police Force. Well, I mean, they've arrested youth misusing vehicles. So we'll be back.
Sparse Motors is the largest and most modern auto service in the Gambia. The Sparse Motors is the only authorized dealer in Chevy, Mercedes-Benz trucks, Mercedes-Benz buses, Kia, Ford, Futon Mini and Midi buses, Futon trucks. At Espas Motors, we have qualified professionals who use modern technology to diagnose and repair all brands of motor vehicles. Espas Motor services include auto sales, auto repairs, vehicle painting, availability of high-quality spare parts, towing services. We are reachable at any time. Call Espas Motors on 352222 353-4444 or locate us on the Bertel Harding Highway. Espas Motors. Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertel Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 352222 or 353-4444.
By Komena Woni Network, Burado Holorede, o Lady Gambia do, QCell continue a dangol on internet service Holorado, ko Lady Gambia do. E 4G plus internet speed on men innama, no yavi tenon kadi no holora, watu kala dula, e QCell. Nabu QCell SIM card Johnny Yahuka QCell customer care center ji ko lady do fina fitoroda odo 4G plus internet yawudo ko lady Gambia do fiye bugol hen ko labi ida wawi nodude QCell customer care 111 QCell suñu bas menen udditi lawol ngol si wobbe juk.
We are back, and you are watching QTV this morning. And if you miss anything discussed on this platform, you can go to our social media handles. And of course, now we'll talk to Cadet ASP Mohammed Y. Dabo from the Gambia Police Force. We'll be discussing the misuse of vehicles by youth. You know, some of them are even less than 30, you know, using or driving carelessly, I mean, to attract, you know, comments from people, or they use it for pleasure, they use it to just to for enjoyment.
Exactly.
No reason. So it's good to be here on this platform with you, Mr. Dabo, ASP Dabo. So take us through this. I mean, you've arrested a couple of vehicles, and they are currently with you. Take us through the process, please.
Good morning, Balde. Good morning. Now I forget the name.
Jay Mohammed.
Julde. How can I forget?
How can you forget Julde?
Yeah, so I maintain the same coinage from Mr. Mboj. Julde Balde.
Julde
Good morning
Balde.
to you.
It rhymed.
Exactly. This is an unfortunate incident involving young people, whatever name they call it, joy driving, stoning, or car racing. I'm not sure it's called car racing. At the level of police, we call it dangerous driving. And that is what the law says, that's what our book says. And it is, in my view, a contest with that, where, you know, if you do not die, you still face hazard, either by you or by the people that watch you. And these are issues that are against the laws of this country, especially the Motor Traffic Act, you know, where they can be charged accordingly. 7 of them were arrested, their vehicles were impounded, and they were arraigned before Carnifim Magistrate Court a day before yesterday and yesterday, respectively. 4 of them already charged with $15,000 for 3 each, and 1 of them charged with $25,000 for different counts. They do not have lancing, or they do not even have number plate. They're using unauthorized tinted glass vehicles, and etc., other related offenses. 3 of them yesterday, as I received the report, were also arraigned before the court, charged with amount of $12,000 each, $5,000 each, and the other one was acquitted and discharged, at least according to the court verdicts. That's it for the 7.
All right, interesting. Why did it take so long for the police to take a step? I mean, because this has been going on for a very long time. It's not a new thing. We all know. I mean, when you go to the beach side around Cape Point, you see the kids doing this. When you go around the stadium too, you see them doing such things.
Well, the entire activity, it appears to be even sporadic, spontaneous. It is not a continuous activity for them. We were always informed about this, and we always deploy forces to prevent them from doing it. I can remember 2 or 3 occasions where they had to go around the stadium. I agree with you to that. This time around, it's around Latrikunda, if you look at the video.
Oh, this is Latrikunda?
This is not around the stadium.
Okay.
So they appear, sometimes disappear. Sometimes when we receive calls, before you go, they are gone. And we had to change our way of operation to get them at hand. And unfortunately for these people, they're already facing the court verdict. But it's in fact a warning for us. This is the first time, as far as I know, where a stern action of this nature is being taken. But it's a warning to every other person who is involved in the activity that there are more punitive actions that can attract, depending on the charges. You can even spend 5 years in jail for being involved in this. And we are speaking a more serious language now, that we are taking actions to anybody who is involved in this activity.
Yes, so before Julia come in here, well, don't you, who owns this vehicle that they use?
It's funny, we interact with these people. Some of them are owned by their own parents, fathers specifically, some by their friends. Sometimes they rent this vehicle. And that's why I told the journalists yesterday, the owners of the vehicles cannot escape the blame as well. They take some amount of responsibility because they are the owners. The vehicles are registered in their names. And as a result, when there are going to be charges or there are going to be certain measures taken against the doers of the action, the owners also will have a share. You know, when they go and rent this vehicle, as it is on some occasions, the owner is not even interested on what you're going to do with his or her vehicle. Just rent it out, and that's the end of it. This is unfortunate.
That's right.
And you look at this other one, you look at some of them, you realize that they don't even have a number plate. Yeah, they remove the number plate, go ahead with the action, and later everything they come and fix the number plate there. You know, that alone also is an offense. You're driving a vehicle that does not have a number plate in a more dangerous and a deadly expedition. The police are no longer accepting this, and we're putting a stop.
But why do you think they removed the number plates?
Maybe because they don't want to be recognized. You see those that are taking the film, those that are standing, following them. You see one of them was even, you know, he got his fair share by following the vehicle, standing right in front of it. So it's just unfortunate. And they know that this goes out. It's also on TikTok, yeah? So it is even going to be easier for the police, even where we don't see this. If we happen to see it on TikTok, we just zoom it out, see the number plate, and we'll be able to know the right owner. So sometimes they remove it for such purposes, you know, and all the related issues.
They are wise.
Wise, very wise.
The kids are wise, huh?
So I was coming to the car rental issue. Do you have any regulations to actually, you know, monitor or kind of regulate these car rental? Because it's really becoming something now. You just go, rent a car to a minor, and then they will use it without any regulations. Like, people are not really paying attention to this, but it is causing more harm than good. What are you doing about it?
And I even agree with you on the issue of renting cars to minors. And they're part of the major causes of accident in this country. You know, people taking this, especially those that go out for their Sunday beaches or parties at night. You know, you have some of these clubbings and all that. You see them. Sometimes you don't even need any mass to understand that this person does not own this car. Is rented. I think for now, what we can do is to send a very strong warning and advice to parents especially. I think most of these things can be handled by our own parents. Is your son, he's entitled to your property, but advise your sons to do the needful, to do what is right and what is legal. Let them not go and misuse their vehicles by involving in illegal activity. Car owners, that is your car, and you can rent it out to anybody, but let it be legitimate. It must not be somebody who doesn't even have a license to start with. Two is an underage, and as a result, you know, those people who are vulnerable, they can do anything. And you know, we also have our juvenile court here. I think some of the people you even chat with personal discourse with people who are under the age of 18 will tell you, I'm a child, and if I do anything, it's free. They need to understand that we have the juvenile court. We have the juvenile prisons. And these are there to also regulate them, to regulate their actions. And that no one, irrespective of your age, is above the law or have a supreme protection of the law that you can be involved in any activity and does it be all and in all.
No,
that's a big no.
Speaking of impounding vehicles, I'm still with my driver, so that operation, I told you I'll be following up with that. How far do you make any arrest, or how far with those that were arrested and detained?
Yes, we have some positive development as far as that matter is concerned. I think the Drivers Association are also helping. The latest report I received is that some of the drivers that our officers interacted with are so much cooperating. You know, personally, I've been there, and my change was returned in coins. You know.
Wow.
Oh, okay, nice.
That's a good development.
It was returned. The 22 also appeared that were waiting for the whatever. Also appeared and think they were charged accordingly. I was at the mobile traffic yesterday with the deputy commissioner. We had a frantic discussion on those matters. And the report they are also receiving is positive so far. We are not relaxing. I said it here, that this is not going to be Operation One Show and Go Sleep. It's going to be Operation Continue. And we are going to continue to ensure that.
Yeah, that's the problem that we normally
regulated.
have in our country, consistency. I mean, the Gambia Police Force, you are very hardworking. You try, you push, you try, you know, to do the right thing. But consistency becomes a problem. We still have piles of gravel in our streets. We still have old vehicle parked at the side of the street. You cannot even go. And I can remember there was an operation carried by the Gambia Police Force and National Roads Authority. Around Brikama, coming to the airport junction end. You were clearing it.
Even vendors, street vendors.
You gave warning to people, let them not park their old vehicle. But if you take the Abuko route, like the back way to Abuko police station, I mean, you'll be very surprised. Too much parked vehicle, mechanic garage, you park all the vehicles outside, you cannot even pass. You know, I think consistency is important, Mr. Dabo.
Consistency is important, and everybody becoming the police officer is also important. These people are parked in zones controlled by ourselves. You know, maybe another person come and do a wrong parking here right in front of QTV. The QTV has an owner. The owner has a responsibility to tell the person to push away. You know, I think, to be honest, it's our responsibility. It's a hectic one, but we always, like we always do, call out the support of everyone to ensure that the laws are enforced. Is the police as a union alone or as an institution alone will not be able to adequately do all of these things to perfection if there is no support coming from the community. And our operations now are taking a more serious dimension. I understand that that has been the crying of the public as related to drivers. When you increase it first, they increase it anyhow they want, and the police are not doing anything about it. Now we are taking a more serious stance on that. We receive calls from responsible citizens in this country regarding this dangerous driving. We're putting a more serious action to that. So it is going to be painstakingly done, like many people say in their proverbial language, slowly but surely.
Okay. Update us about the FAST incident. How is the police officer? Is he responding to treatment, and do you make any arrests?
Quite well, quite well. The police officer is responding to treatment very positively. In fact, the first time the IGP and his high delegation went there, they were able to, I always want to describe it that way, out of a humanitarian gesture, handed over $20,000 to him.
Wow.
And the commissioner of CRR, North Bank Region, Kinte, Commissioner Kinte and his delegation also went there, and they gave him about $10,000. So far, the financial support is ongoing. Prayers are steady, and we hope that he is back on feet as soon as possible. But he's responding to treatment positively.
But the armed robbers, you haven't arrested any one of them?
Well, for some security lang, I may not specifically say what are the type of operations we are doing there, but I can tell you there are serious measures taken, that are underway as I speak to you right now. One person is already apprehended, and he was helping the police in the investigation. I'll make a follow-up on the updates about what happened, that particular person, whether he's released or, for any other further investigation. I personally speak to some of the people that are deployed there, and I can only tell you that I'm impressed with their work there. Yeah.
For me, the misusing of vehicles, don't you think the amount that is put on them, the charge is very small? It's a very small amount.
I saw when you posted yesterday on your news, I saw certain comments on other news outlets. I read comments, I read comments a lot. And I think anybody listening should know this. When we post something, you write any comment, I read it. I take a lot of time to read comments. It helps us.
No, you are part of my crew. We are the comment readers. I'm also part of the Comment Readers Association.
But let us put it in a very clear language. These people are charged on different offenses. The law is set in such a way that you do not act according to your own imagination. You act according to the book. And if the book is charging 15,000, for example, this might be small to you, but that is what it is said. So you cannot charge 20,000, 25,000, 45,000. So that is it. We're acting according to the charge, the counts. If the count is about dangerous driving, for example, and that is $2, you're supposed to pay $2. It's in the court of law. That decision comes from the court. The police only take it to the Carnifing Tribunal Court for a decision to be taken. So if the court decides anything, we take that decision.
But you have to understand things are evolving, things are changing. Maybe when the court was charging 15,000, that was many, many years ago. You understand? So now things are now changing. I think they should also look at the procedure, because at the end of the time, misusing of vehicles, if you charge a person once 100,000, next time he will not come and do the same thing. He'll be like, 100,000, I will not risk my life to go and pay that again. But with 15, so you might pay more than 15, like madam sumayo.
You see, when some other people speak out of maybe they are aggrieved by the action of others, that's not how laws operate. In fact, the recent one was the amendment of 2013 amendment. Some of the counts are amended in 2013, so that's not very much late. You see, let's say, for example, you charge a billionaire son of 100,000, he'll be able to pay it. That may be too big for you, but that's too small for another person. And that's why it is not our impression, our individual impression, that makes laws. It's always in the collective interest and reasonability. And for me, based on reasonability, I think 25,000, 15,000 is good for a force warning. And when it happens again, then we have laws in this country. We have laws. I told you earlier in the discussion that somebody can be jailed for 5 years imprisonment for some of these offenses. So it is right that we start from that dimension, and then move ahead. Maybe someday some of these charges will come to play.
Yes, thank you very much, ASP Dabo, for coming on the program. It's good to have you here. He's always willing to come and update the general public. Yes, very, very willing. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining us on the program. And, we will keep following all the updates. Don't hesitate. Anytime you contact us too, we'll also be there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you for having me, and never forget that I'm always delegated by my boss, Peter Njajada, who is even more willing than I am.
She is also very willing.
She's a superwoman.
Binta is very willing. At some point, I said that to Jenna. I said, wow, anytime you call her, she will be here. So I think this is what we have to take up responsibilities. If we are given responsibilities, we need to make sure we fulfill.
Balde, are you from Nyomi?
I am from Basse.
Are you from Nyomi?
No, not from you.
No, this is from Nyomi here.
Yeah.
Just before I leave, I want to speak to the Nyominkas. Let them understand.
Yes.
Don't go that far.
This thing that they call joy driving.
Yeah.
Is a contest with death. And they have to be careful. And you know, the hazard are detrimental. So we all take responsibility. The parents, community elders, every other person. We take responsibility, and we will be able to combat these crimes at all times.
Yeah.
Thank you once again for having me.
All
I'm
right.
delighted.
Thank you. Thank you
you.
very much. We'll take a short break. After the break, then we will be back.
QCell, GSM company minna yirwa tariata Gambia Bankoka. QCell la 4G plus network ya banko bela mura. Andung ala internet o tariata sidula saba katambi nyongola. Saun sahin, yesta 335 # kumandi. Yada di kemuna fang 4G sobe wala. QCell, Gambia la network lanna yaringo.
QMoney is back again with its easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new QMoney app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy QPower, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send QMoney, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sinu Calpe. We innovate, others follow.
Save up to 50% energy with the new side-by-side Samsung refrigerator. Samsung air conditioners come with HD filter and antibacterial for your protection. Save time, energy, and effort by using our washing machines, loaded with innovative features that offer superior cleaning technology. Step into the future of television with our slick and slim Samsung Smart TV designs. Sizes range from 32 to 85 inches. Smart LED, Crystal UHD Ultra High Definition, and QLED Quantum Dark LED. Get new ways of interacting with your TV. Unparalleled vision, right from the comfort of your living room. Our products are backed with 1-year warranty. Visit us at QCell Building at Caraba Avenue or at Boost Turntable. Contact us on 333-3217 or email us at info@quantumnet.gm.
Medicalia is a high-quality clinic from Europe, which is now in the Gambia. Do you have an eye problem? Do you feel a hearing difficulty? Medicalia is here to ease the pain for you. The first and only hearing aid dispensing facility nationwide, where patients can be tested and treated to recover from their hearing loss. Fitted with latest generation equipment, our doctors can provide healthcare assistance for eyes, ears, nose, and throat. Common diseases like glaucoma or diabetic retinopathy can be diagnosed and followed up for fast and correct treatment. Make your appointment with the eye or ear, nose, and throat ENT specialist today to relieve any pain you might be feeling, as consultants are available daily. Contact us for more information. Visit us at Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123. Medicalia, premium care, personal touch.
We are back. You are watching QTV this morning, and of course, that was the PRO of the Deputy PRO of the Gambia Police Force, ASP Dabo. You know, clarifying that misusing of vehicle. I think that's very important.
Exactly.
And if anyone found wanting, you will be charged according to the law. Now we have our Sengor from the. We have our Sengor from the Ministry of Women,
Children and
Social Welfare with us in the studio. They recently partnered with World Food Program, handed over a cold storage facility to the women of Brufut Fish Landing Site. Ñu ngi laa dalal awa si programme bi. Good morning.
Morning.
Waaw. Démba lañ la séntu. Waaye xam naa ne démba mënut a nekk. so moo tax ñu ne ñu indi la tey because lii dafa am solo it's important pour ñu seet yi nga xam ne ñu ngi koo def xam nga Gambia tam am nañ benn problème bi nga xam ne négatif bi rek lañ dee seet dañoo seet tey bu nekkee ne seen département defut wel ku nekk dafa ne ñii nekkuñ di def dara waaye we need to also turn and look at the positive you know moo tax ñu ne ñu indi la ñu waxtaan lii
exactly thank you so much for having me here jërëjëf kontaan naa trop si li ngeen ma invite li nga wax dëgg la parce que liggéey boo gis jëm kanam moo dee tax nit di ko def te ministry boo gis ñu establish ko rek wala mu nekk on service of the community like nit ñi la moo saaf ñun suñ ministry bi in the first and foremost place li ko gën a tax a jóg mooy pour saaf community bi soo seetee 90% of the population 93% of the population ñun suñ ministry bi moom la target moom la moo dealal every time because ñun ñooy Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare. So we deal with the vulnerable, the women, the vulnerable group, the elderly, you know. So based on that, ñun suñ liggéey dafa am solo torop. Suñ ko feeñalee si télé wala ñu feeñal ko si radio sax da fekk na ñu ngi def loo xam ne nit ñi war nañoo xam ne mu ngi feeñ waaw teexa nag daf dee mun a am si liggéey wala lu mel noonu waaye ñun li ñu tax a jóg sax du teexa wala du jafe-jafe ñun li ñu tax a jóg mooy rek di saaf community bi ci ñoom niñ ko buggee waaw parce que ñun we are like servants to the community or to the entire country.
So project bi mun nga ñoo wax ne kañ la door te tamit kan moo ko nekk di implement ak kan moo ko nekk di fund.
Wow, project bi ni is a WFP project. It started since 2019. Si la WFP country rep bi ñëw partner ak suñ ministry bi. That was at the time of the COVID-19 pandemic. ñu gis ne jigéen ñi in general they are vulnerable, you know. And then knowing ne COVID-19 dafa ñëw indi jafe-jafe bu bari si wàllum liggéey boo gis especially si jigéen yi nga xam ne dañoo faraatu di liggéey si di jaaye ak di jënda ak di process lu mel ni jën or si even agriculture COVID-19 bi dafa ñëw mu affect ñoom ñëpp léegi based on that si la WFP ñëw xalaat ne dañ war a try ñu defal jigéen ñi dara because WFP ku nekk xam na ne ñoom they work to ensure ne there is sustainability in food supply si la ñëw sign ak ministry bi MOU and then we started this project but during that time before we start ñu ne okay let's go and then meet the women at their working places at the fish landing site to assess the situation, assess seen nekkin ak ni ñoo liggéeyee because liggéey bu nekk daf dee mun a am teexa waaye soo demut fekk nit ki si fi moo liggéeyee rek doo mun a xam teexa waaw si lañ def suñ first visit that was 2020 the minister together with the WFP country rep ak teamam ñu dem si all the 3 fish landing sites. We started from Burfoot up to Gunjur. And then we met with the women group leaders. They came, so ñu laaj leen ñoom seen liggéey naka la ak the community. We also engage the management development committees together with the women. So ñu wan ñu ne ñoom ñu ngi liggéey de waaye seen liggéey dafa wàññeeku during the COVID pandemic in the sense that people used to come from Senegal, from Ghana, from the sub-region to buy these processed fish because most of them, these women, they involved in fish smoking as well as fish drying, salting and drying of fish. While during the pandemic, we've seen ne ñoom, according to ñoom, ñu ne loolu yëpp dafa wàññeeku. Waaye seen challenges yi mooy like the facilities they work with. some of them are in very deplorable conditions like the smoke houses. Exactly. Storage facilities, dry storage facilities, cold storage facilities. By the time we were going there, there was none. Even water, potable water, clean water for them to process their fish. Fish dafa nekka loo xam ne dafa need hygiene soo ko prepare amuñ woon ndox. So in fact they used to go to the sea or pay for the boys or the men to go to the sea, fetch water for them in gallons, and they pay them.
Wow.
Sea water, you use it to clean your fish. Is that going to be clean? So when we noted all the challenges that they highlighted, it was based on that this project, we came up with the project to say that, okay, now WFP said that we will fund, we will look at this, the most essential needs that they highlighted, and then fund, make sure that we provide it for them.
Cold storage.
And that was how, yeah, we have a operational, we have a facility, a list of facilities in the operational plan of the project to be implemented by Red Cross. They signed with Red Cross, and Red Cross are the implementers of this project.
Okay, you are the overseer.
Yes.
Okay.
At the end of the project, it will be handed over to WFP, who will hand it over to Ross as a ministry, and then the ministry will launch it and then hand it over finally to the beneficiaries. Okay. That is how it's going to work. So among if you look at the operational list of the facilities, you will see that it was highlighted that they need storage facilities, they need boreholes, they need cold storage facilities, dry storage facilities, smoke houses, toilets, waiting sets, where like a nice place where the women can sit, breastfeed their children,
and wait,
rest, and even pray, and then toilets. Okay. So these cold storage facilities, as I'm talking to you right now, most of these facilities have been implemented.
Okay.
Yes, we have about almost 50 solar dryers in each of the fish landing sites. Okay. Because anything that is in Burfoot is replicated to all the other
fish landing sites.
But it was because we have challenges about the cold storage facility. We plan to say, okay, we want to build it, but we've seen that it was a little bit difficult based on the power supply that it will need. So it was based on that. Guy ne okay léegi WFP ñu ne okay ñoom tam dinañ waxtaan seen partners because you have the FAO, you have UNDP, you have most of them, and then they said, okay, FAO is more appropriate for us to work with regarding these issues.
Okay.
So that was how they communicated with them, and then WFO also, since they were working with Africa Green Tech Foundation, who are helping the women mostly on these cooling facilities, they said, okay, let us see if we can get funding and then try to help these women.
Okay.
So in October 2022, they came, the Africa Green Tech Foundation communicated with WFP, and they invited them over. They came, and then you knew them see fish landing site bi. Them def suñ assessment. So ñoom bi ñëwee liñ gis daf leen, they were highly impressed with the women, the hard work that they did, and the conditions, and they really biñ gisee rek dañ xam ne si saa si ñoo xam ne definitely these women need nañ this facility, soxla dañ ndimbal bi. So si lañ deelu def seen report and everything. You know, okay, dañoo commencé with the pilot project, and then they're starting it from Burfoot.
Okay. Why after dañoo transit to other landing sites?
It will surely be replicated in all the other landing sites. Yes.
Well, I hope you people are not missing something out here. Lan ngeen naa def in tone bu nekkee ne dem ngeen bi yëpp ñu finalize ko. Because xam nga dañ bugg a consistency, dañ bugg a pour ñu mën a ñu mun a toppatoo landing sites yi ak all these facilities yoo leen a defal gaay so that ñu mun koo toppatoo in such a way that du mun a repeataat boppam to be doing such a thing because most of the time da ngaa gis donors yi dañoo joxe dara waaye soo ñëwee few years down the line nga fekka is in a bad state doo ko mun a foog guys start di utaat from day one tam xam nga so loolu la nekk di def.
That's very true. Li nga wax noonu dëgg la waaye ñun dañ foog ne project bi there will be a great difference. Yes, because ñun bi ñëwee dañ engage jigéen yi waxuñ leen ne dañ leen a isil nangam wala nangam dañ ama ñoom meeting won leen ne leen ñun dañ leen seet si te dañ bëgg a xam seen liggéey bi naka la moo doxee dañ bëgg a xam yan jafe-jafe ngeen am so ñoom ñooñu wax ne ñu dee suñ liggéey bi nii laa doxee waaye liggéey bi nag am na jafe-jafe léegi ndimbal lañ soxloon te ndimbal biñ soxla mooy lii la ak lii la so ñun dañ foog ne nit ki soo koo dimbalee bul dem wala soo amee projet boo ko yóbbul bul dem impose ko projet bi dangaa dem waxtaana moom mu wax la lan la soxla yow nga teelo projet boobu noonu nga teel waaw nga providal ko moom li mu soxla te nit ki nag foog naa su la ñëwee ne la dama soxla nangam nga dimbale ko si loolu xanaa moom conscience am sax war na koo may ne lii de man maa ko sàkku woon bañ ma ko jox war naa koo mun a saama so based on that ñun projet bi biñ demee dañ jël jigéen yi boole leen xëcca leen si lu ñu def at any point ñoog jigéen yi la pour ñu xam ne ñoom ownership bi pour ñu mun a am feel ne ñoom ñoo ko moom te loolu lañ leen
ndax góor yi tamit bokk nañ si ndax góor yi moom bokkuñ lii pour jigéen yi rek la
kañ soo seetee projet bi facilities yiñ provide góor yi bokk nañ si because foo xam ne ndox amu fa woon nga dem indi ndox pompe yi ñu ngi everywhere at all strategic points société am nañ dryers because each of the fish landing sites dañ am 2 segments danga am smokers of fish am dryers waaye si strategic positions yi yëpp ñu ngi fa def pompe te jigéen ñi ñu ngi faa liggéey góor yi ñu ngi faa liggéey waaw so all of them are benefiting even the toilets we also have female and male toilets so equally we factored everybody
so nga ne time jot na so few seconds rek nga ne pilot project la so yeneen landing sites say kan la ñoo expect ne ñoom tamit dinañ am seen own
waaw very soon inshallah si lu yaagu dara waaw si lu yaagu dara partners they were really impressed and then jógee they just went home like day before yesterday lañ ñibbi waaye promise ne ñu ne suñ demee rek immediately they will work on more funding will be available for them pour ñu mun a cater for Tanje and also for Gunjur.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for coming on the program to clarify. So don't hesitate anytime rek mun ngeen ñoo contact. Si activity boo leen nekk rek waaye ñun dinañ make sure ñu follow. soobee yàlla dégg nga.
Thank you so much. Julde and
Balde.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll take a short break. After the break, the click segment with my own brother, Choshel Balde. We'll be back.
Sunyu Bundle. QCell Sunyu Bundle is the fastest, most reliable, and affordable bundle package in the Gambia. Whether you work, go to school, farm, or simply surf the internet, Sunyu Bundle is the best package for you. Get bundles from 20 megabytes to 13 gigabytes by just dialing *303# to subscribe and start enjoying the cheapest internet tariff on your favorite social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, and many more. So jump on the Sunyu Bundle family and get connected with the best data packages at affordable prices. For more information, call customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyu Bus. We innovate, others follow. Espas Motors is the largest and most modern auto service in the Gambia. Espas Motors is the only authorized dealer in Chevy, Mercedes-Benz trucks, Mercedes-Benz buses, Kia, Ford, Futon Mini and Midi buses, Futon trucks. At Espas Motors, we have qualified professionals who use modern technology to diagnose and repair all brands of motor vehicles. Espas Motor services include auto sales, auto repairs, vehicle painting, availability of high-quality spare parts, towing services. We are reachable at any time. Call Espas Motors on 352222 353-4444 or locate us on the Bertel-Harding Highway. Espas Motors. Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertel-Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 352222 or 353-4444.
It's real life music.
Musundini tenteng to bekela nyadi. Nakendini tenteng fana bekela nyadi. Musundini tenteng to bekela nyadi. Nakendini tenteng fana bekela nyadi. Wekano kano fele. Wekano kano fele. Wekano kano fele. Wekano kano fele. Ayelete mutaku ngang hakili tuito konna were kaso. Keden santo, karoto santo, keki bari sate kono abina kanteko. Janita otemo sukuro wanilio, akano kutumuna amang imagino, akano lano mang hakili fulo sotoito, akano calculation, minus on impuloso, times and in division, equals to our future. Musundini tenteng to bekela nyadi, nakendini tenteng fana bekela nyadi, musundini Nasama mankuya ndolle jikita nyola nasama diata kanola karola ngoy fele muila mbele kakala billahi jine diata ndolle mankuya sakara kunsa sonka mense obun mbenkulo bun mo fulo doron kilimba kiling I gena wala shiri my sweet hearty baby. Udu wasio Alfaya nyine duwa futu wasio kesio musosio alfaya nyine duwa nyindua nene teboya alfa kumale beta nyine be ngani akiling nyindua nene teboya alfa kumale beta nyine be ngani akiling.
We are back. I mean, the conversation, it's getting very interesting in the studio, but we'll tell you why. We have my brother Churchill Balde. It's going to be a very entertaining click segment today. It's going to be one of its kind.
Yeah, like you rightly said, it's going to be very, very entertaining because we have not only musicians but TikTokers as well. I'm talking no other than the Bunkers. I have the Bunkers right here with me. Yeah, so welcome to the show. Who should I go? Who should go first?
No, start
with the lady. Okay,
start with the lady.
Ladies first.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum to everybody. The new képp koo xam ne yaa ngi seetaan right now. maa ngi wax good morning to everybody ba pare di nuyu suma waajur yi foofu laay dooree di leen wax asalaamaaleykum jógee foofu dem si suma goro ak waa kiram di leen wax ne maa ngi leen a nuyu ñoom ñëpp Bin Bunka is saying hi to everybody.
Mashallah. Munyo jay mo ka poj. Dégg nga lu mu wax. Gorom is about it.
Wow di.
So we shift to my brother right here. Mom, come mom. He's not someone ko xam ne dafa riir. Understand? Ñi ma xam nañ ko. Waaw, mom he's familiar.
Bani Bunka is Gambian music.
He's one of the faces of Gambian music.
Yeah,
You cannot mention Gambian music without mentioning his game.
Definitely.
Welcome to the show, bro.
Yo man, Gambia nga alatentu nga annabi jay nga nani mbaba la kan nga tirul nin kanun to wolbe la kan mbafula yal nimbara sinya tanga nim fula monyo tanira mo rebi janji wonin toci mankala wonin faras intermede badi bun kale alo nyami nyaki lingo nyama dun bata la fulanda na ku katu makere la kasata ay wali Gambia dunia alsama bafalo mobe ko ngal bismillah al sidorong al yesembe al kana bo nyundulato al yella moy
Hey, idea. Manako idea ni hana paresa. So let's start with you first because you've been in the game for quite a long time, understand? And you've been consistent, but at some point fanadanga jelon a little break. Let's talk about that break first before we mention anything else.
Yeah, that break was due to family. Yeah, because my dad was so old. I was living with my parents since I know myself.
Okay.
And then also, my dad was an elderly person, you know, so old.
At that time?
At that time, he died at the age of 100.
Wow.
From 1919 to 2018.
Wow.
So me having that kind of an old man with me, I don't think there is anything important in my life than him.
Oh.
Because,
true.
Yeah. Alata kola, you know, I tell him nati dunia. So mamiran tebe fenkela mi alonko olebe kumaya la katambinte famala cool la. So walana I let go of everything, I pause everything and then I concentrate on him. Ninga ila lobita na nintelom.
Okay.
So kono telekara eran sul ken teleka kuol ke so nyina atinna badibunka was quiet but give thanks I'm back again and this time is forever.
Wow, mashallah.
Yeah,
First, rest in peace to the old man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, wherever you are, we hope that Jannah be your final rest in peace.
Amen.
But that is so inspiring. You now live a whole career just to focus on your dad.
Yes.
Yeah, Lulu, it's very
because I could
inspiring.
remember in 2018, Korite, Mofe kon RVTH.
Wow.
Yeah, how months award was going on.
Oh.
You know, man, the eureg, you know. Seeing everyone in their very beautiful attires. Money, wow, what's going on today? I have been seeing farak today.
Wow,
I'm seeing
yeah.
ngarab.
Yeah.
So, you know, just now for the guy, you know, you never know.
Yeah.
After you know, my boy, beat them sunkara salute.
Wow.
You know, I was like, hey, ikomu, and that was the first time in my life I miss.
Oh.
You know, Korite or.
You know, because at that time
it was depressing for him.
Badibunka makes our events happen. Yeah. You know, at some point we did not see him anymore. You know, I think he played a very important role. So you say format between you buddy, you get wifi Afro Manding the living. I mean
He's one of the pioneers.
You definitely think about him.
He's one of the pioneers.
Yeah.
So we have his beautiful wife and I'm honored to do this interview. Like, you have no idea how honored I am. But I'll engage you in the journey of how you people met. Let's start with that, with you.
No, but even did a clip with her, and at the same time fall in love. I saw the
clip. When you put that,
I don't know.
That's Moa, baby.
Baby.
You know, that's Moa.
Let us hear it from her.
No,
let us hear it from her. I think we have a love story right here about to be unfold.
I'm just trying to give you just
sa journey pour meet sa jëkkër. How did you people meet?
Okay. Badibunka xamante nañ long time ago fekk maa ngi dem school. That was long time ago.
Okay.
So mu ngi amoon this song bu mu doon def called what's the name of the song again?
That's Nyakuya
Kensing.
Okay.
So suma papa rakam brodam. Moma boole woon ak moom pour ma back ko in a song time bu maa ngi dem school.
Oh.
So loolu yàgg na de. I think that was around 2015. So after that we didn't see each other again. After that.
Okay.
Be 2019 on his birthday ma gis ku ko post ma ne ko kii nduroo naa Badi Bunka de mu ne ma moom la ma ne ko jox ma nomba mi ma wish ko happy birthday ma ne ko waaye fooguma ne dina ma xaamee because géej naa koo gis torop so bu ma ko textee I think it took him 2 or 3 days bala moo respond because mu ngi doon jéem a figure out kan la you know so bi mu xamee nag bi mu demee bay remember kan la nag mu text ma we started talking and all of that
exchanging messages let's go
so that was how everything started
agagolore
loolu la rek
connection before la do
but how did you fall in love
no connection la rek
ngeen connect
am nga ñaari mag yi xam nga yoo xam ne you know ñëpp xam nañ seen soxla so that's it you know we all know our soxlas and then we connect the soxla to reality
and mashallah what do you love the most about Badi Bunka?
Everything.
Oh my God, that's inspiring.
They want a perfect match, but I think perfect because so guy. Not only okay. Let's talk about the TikTok thing. Now it's like a duo. You know, how does it feel producing a TikTok content with your own partner in music and in marriage?
Dañ ko dee waxtaan ba pare ñun most of the things we do comme waxuma si woy bi kese sax waaye comme si li ñu dee def si TikTok bi dañ dee jàngale because man dama dee gis lu dee happen si néegi sëy lu bari so dañ ko dee discuss mu feel na dañ ko war a génne ñu génnee ko wan nit ñi ne nekkul nii la war a demee nii la war a because man Badi Bunka moo tax ma believe ne sëy li fi it's not difficult
waaw masha Allah yaa ma inspired maybe bala at bi di end man tam ma seet naka la ma trust process well anyways we have a music video comme ñoom ñaar they are so compatible so we'll take a short music break and we'll be right back stay tuned
nga bula fengo fena bukake atanyol si abata sa ko no kiyama mbombe kela kiyama bala mun kumbo si mbatuba sabari kana kumbo ani mon kumbo sabari do sabari
mun ina ga mbole jan ben uy yika nyi min jetan ni suto abaka si suwo kono suto nyi ka tu suto yayo nyi na dimbayal fo man dalala tilibula yayo ni suto yayo al dimbayal fo man dalala ala nyi ka fengo fena abaka sonka kenni ya mai itella mo
ani medium abeno mo na di nungona
It's your life music.
Aywa ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele bare kumo vele ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele bare kumo vele futulaning bachilota kilinola foi malong kule be kuna ike mamuta ikulu tamfulola ikana son fe dungal tema ikapunyolu nkwe nane wakela nyimolu mangori kula ibulo kula ike mala kula akata bakiling ngole futala ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele bare kumo vele ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele bare kumo vele
asuta ya yobula kido fele abe musufala dimbaya nyate tilinela ni nyunu je ini badama nyina tinna dingo be ka fumbama katun koy tolle batate kunna so kuta la sita nyata jela ay wali ya famirola
ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele bare kumo vele ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele ya do ete tie sari bare kumo vele bare kumo vele mulole kunto ebe osila weyatara sunde famala.
Hey, welcome back from the Jatoe Tejo Sadi. How do you write music together? Who is answering this? Any one of you?
Me.
Everything comes from you, concept and
everything. She has nothing to do with writing.
Writing. All she does is the backing and
go
vocals.
to the studio, sing.
Wow.
So Mom, regular Kosanta.
So Mom, like Bama posed this question to you. Were you destined to become like, is it something that you choose, am passion, pour nga nek a musician or momo la dugal si music?
Mun naa woon ne bari bunka momo dugal si music because comme lu ma la ko waxee rek bi ma ko doon back si song boobu noonu mu ngi fekk maa ngi doon dem school so I was not so much into music. waaye suma papa rakam bi moom dafa feel ne dama am voice mu feel ne mun naa koo def that was why I ba pare moom moo nekk di only Gambian artist bu ma musa back. Yeah.
Wow.
Until lately I think I backed Nyancho mooy si songam boobu noonu Kuufin Kuukoy. Yeah, man maa back song bi.
Now you're making money, mashallah. So let's go straight to sa project. You have a project out there.
Yeah.
Called Futu.
Yeah.
And yaa ngi waajal pour launch album bi.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Lan moo inspire loolu?
Yeah, like num ko waxee ya. She said that I made her believe ne xam nga sey dafa nee. Futu wo di yaatale. Yeah, that is true because man loolu laa gëm. Say is not difficult at all if you don't involve in third party.
Okay.
Manaki, you know, we got our issues. Because ñun ñoo dëkka.
Yeah.
Am na jikoom, am na suma jikoom manit. Why we work together.
Yeah, let's quickly do the event.
Time
is against us.
Time is against us.
Let's
talk about the event.
The event, okay. That's on the 4th of March. That is taking place at Penchami Hall, inshallah. And to inform Gambia, this is not a playback album launching.
Wow.
No, this is a live band album launching, not a playback album launching. It's a whole live band album launching. 4th of March, Gambia Nul, Aleni Danko di Bunkasma, the football album launching. And then also, is another development, Nudeka Jambanjeli, Brikama, Gunjur. They would love to come to our shows. Why destination be? So after the show, so you be they overheard. Now like I say, aka koleale.
True.
Yeah.
You know, it's are the Sarahules coming?
Oh yes. Sarahule will be there.
Everyone is coming.
You know, yeah, everyone is coming. The Sarahules and the Kiankas. Venue be Penchami Hall. So and bosses will be available. Boss will be
there. That is big.
Yeah, boss will be there. Brikama, Jambanjeli, Gunjur. GTSC ñooñu offer loolu noonu waaye offer bi tamit they cut down the fare, the price. You know, they will only pay $50 dem ak ñëw. Yeah, to and fro $50 from Brikama to Penchami 25, ñu doole la 25, 50. Jambanjeli the same, Gunjur tamit the same. So alimbe salo wanyama ko minibe dula jangoto jakali kuo ka foko nkatale nte sela no nang nte mudo soto la woteji. Abijel.
Smoke do bi lamela diga ko bugo lu yombala or na mane fofu la mo duga
Rombe ñoo faalaje.
ñoo faalaje.
So we all know it's 4th of March at Penchami Hall and it's a live band performance, not a playback, a whole live band performance. Yeah.
All right.
We're looking forward to that event. I myself, Churchill Ballet, I'll be there. So before I go, my outfit, sweater beanie, it's from Boendao. Yeah, outfit bit. My outfit is from Boendao, Brain Official on every platform. Boendao, Brain Official. So his number is 399-8237. 399-8237, and he will hook you up with this outfit.
Yes.
It's your boy Churchill Ballet right here on the Click segment till I come your way. Bye.
Thank you, and looking forward to the Bunkers event. See you next week. Have a wonderful weekend.